And we are rolling. Hello.
Hi,
Hey.
what's up?
What's going on?
This
Oh, no. This right now,
This-
right here.
this is something.
Hi.
This right here.
I am Kate Roberts.
And I'm Josh Bedola.
And this is Part-Time Weirdos, the podcast where we talk about, I don't know where the fuck we're going to talk about today. I don't know.
Everything and anything.
We are going to talk about some good shit. We're going to lay down the good shit for you here today. I promise you that.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to just grab a cup of tea. We're coming at you.
All right. And for my first guest today, we have Kate Roberts. You might know her from our YouTube channel.
Ooh, that's me. Jerry Crew Comedy. Subscribe on YouTube. It's funny.
And Josh.
First time talker. Don't have my own YouTube channel or anything like that. But if you need anything edited, I can always help.
All right. So what brings you in? What brings you two in today?
Well, shit. You asked me to be on here, and I was honored. I'm really excited because I just love fucking talking.
Yep. And then I'm first time talker, so I'm here to talk and get my podcast career off the ground.
Okay. So do you want to have your own at one point?
I mean, I've been told I should start a podcast, but I have no idea what it'd be about. So, just trying to get the feel of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So Kate, first question for you. So as you mentioned to me, you're a comedian, right?
Yes, I am.
Can you give me a little description, like what got you into comedy?
Well, I've always kind of been an eccentric child. It's just how my brain works, I guess. And growing up, my whole life has just been a big joke, dude. And I make it that way. I figured, why not get paid for my life being an entire joke? I was just like, I can make a career out of this. This is great. And I just really enjoyed making people laugh. I was always the class clown growing up, and it just filled me with a lot of just good feelings when I made people laugh. I was just like, I just want to keep doing this. It's just so amazing. So yeah, then I started spreading my comedy through my YouTube channel because I thought it was a really good outlet. And here I am at Columbia College studying comedy, writing, and performance.
Okay, what year are you?
I'm a junior.
Almost there.
Oh, I'm almost there. Looks like I'm already halfway there.
All right, Josh, what about you?
So I'm mostly focusing on being a post-production editor. I used to want to be an actor and comedian, but then I found out I have mad stage fright, so I can't really stand in front of crowds and talk. So I decided to be behind the scenes because my aunt actually used to work for Oprah when she was in here editing her shows, right? And
Why didn't you tell me this? What the hell?
Just now I told you. But yeah, so that got me influencing, and I just kind of being behind the scenes and forming the stories,
Mm-hmm.
Like people, they write the pages and then I make the book, and I really like that feeling.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
Oprah, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy. She's sent her and and her family to Hawaii, all expenses paid, straight up Oprah stuff.
I expect nothing less.
Yeah,
from a
right.
woman.
This was just a Christmas bonus or something like that. I was like, are you kidding me?
just a Christmas bonus.
Yeah, just a Christmas bonus. That's all.
That's it.
That's it. Well, I'm going to open up the floor to one of our questions.
Ooh.
Spicy, yes, I know. So, if you were arrested, what would you be arrested for?
Ooh.
And why?
Well, I don't know about you, but I actually have been arrested before. So, mostly for possession of a little ganja and underage drinking ticket. So,
It's not that bad.
yeah, it's not too bad. No.
No. Well, me. Back in my day, I actually have a story that I want to take on to this.
Oh.
Okay, so I have never been arrested, mostly because I don't get caught.
Show off.
Yeah, pretty good at the art of being a jerk. It's mostly just stupid stuff that I've done as a kid. I know that when I was a kid, I would do just the stupidest things that were illegal, but they were also just stupid. Like nothing that you would get particularly mad at. Like, oh shit, you're such a terrible person for. No, it's more just like one of the things that I wanted to tell you about was one time when I was a teen, I took just for fun. I don't know what drove me to do this, but I took a bunch of stuff from one person's backyard and put it in the other person's backyard. And then I like furniture, grill, all this stuff, toy boxes, toys, everything. And then I took stuff from the other person's backyard and put it in their backyard. And I just swapped stuff from their backyard. So I guess that's like trespassing and just fucking with other people's property. I've done other stuff too, but that's just
You just started a clan war.
the funniest. It's just like why did I do that? I don't know. But
Those two neighbors hate each other
Right.
to this day.
I would love to see the conversation afterwards.
Hey, that's a nice grill you got there.
Yeah,
I
it's
wonder
just-
where you got it from.
That's the shitty part about doing like pranks like that is you never get to see the reaction unless you want to get caught. And I just
Yeah, right. That'd just be
I was
awkward
just like, I
standing
don't
there
want to
watching
go to
two
jail
people
for
bicker.
that. So I was just like, it's nice to think about though.
I'm trying to put my thoughts into like waking up one morning, you go in your backyard and you just look and like, this isn't my backyard.
This isn't my
Like,
backyard.
wait a minute.
Be like, wait a damn
And
second.
then I'm just picturing like the neighbor like just coming outside the same time. They look at each other as like,
Like,
hey.
they're just pointing at each other like, wait a minute.
It's like that Spider-Man meme where it's just like they're just
both of them
both pointing at each
yeah.
other.
Yeah.
Like, hey, wait a second. You.
I just imagine they have to go to like a group and be like, hi, my name's Rob and I'm a victim of prankster vandalism. They're just so devastated by it.
Yeah. That really spiced up their morning. Either that or just made them just like, what if they were having a really bad day and they just walked outside and they're just like, oh, well, that does it.
You're like, motherfucker.
Yeah. Like he was going to have a cookout that day and then like he sees his neighbor has his grill.
It's just like they were like 5 feet from each other. They were like close neighbors, so it's not like they. If he wanted to grill something, he could have just gone over, I guess.
I really hope they hate each other to this day because of it.
You started,
All because of me.
Yeah. Like
you
one
started
just
a
moved.
family rivalry because of this.
It's what I do. It's what I do, dude. It's an art.
It's an art.
Like I said,
butterfly
the
effect.
art of being a jerk. It's just what I do.
So is that just like with comedians or just you in general?
What do you
Like
mean?
being a jerk, is that just the comedian life, or is that just you in general?
I don't know. I don't think all comedians are jerks, and I think that people even who aren't comedians, I feel like you have to have like some sort of sense of humor to like do something like that. Like, just like I don't even know how I came up with doing that, or why I woke up one day and was just like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna just do that in the middle of the fucking night.
As far as we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just something that came to me, and I feel like you gotta think a certain way for that, but I don't know. I don't speak for all comedians.
Is there one in particular that you think you resonate with?
One comedian? that I
Yeah, or just
resonate with?
like any like a celebrity or somebody you think that inspired you to do what you do.
Oh boy. Who inspired me to see. The funny thing about me is I actually don't watch a lot of media. This is gonna sound nuts. I don't watch a lot of media.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my comedy comes from just things that I've experienced in my life. Stuff that I witnessed, stuff that I have experienced just myself. I have seen like some of the things that have inspired me comedically are like the show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes.
And like I mentioned earlier, Impractical Jokers, obviously, you see where I get some of my pranks from. Just,
It does seem like something
I
you
would
do.
rock at that show if they were my friends, but they wouldn't associate with the likes of me.
Well, we don't know that.
We don't know.
Shoot your shot.
was gonna
This is
say,
what this
yeah.
is for. Shoot your shot.
Send them an audition
Hey
tape.
guys, please hire me. I want to be on that show. But it's just shows in general, like stuff like that has inspired me. But other than that, I really don't watch that much TV, and people think I'm nuts when I say that.
No, I completely understand. I stopped watching TV, like actual TV. I stopped watching like 2-3 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like most of it's either just like ads or just like depressing ass news. So I can completely understand why you just don't want to subject yourself to that all the time.
Right. And it's just like I also just don't have that much time for it.
Right? Because we're like everybody's busy now.
Yeah, it's like the comedy that I do come up with is just from my day-to-day life and the things that I come across with people, situations, events that just happen.
Mm-hmm.
All the weird stuff just happens right in front of me. I take it from that. It's like, I don't know. I feel like if I was watching TV all day, I wouldn't have the time to experience things organically and just like in actual life, as often as I do. And I just like that,
It's more authentic that way.
It is, and it's like my own experiences,
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Just came to have a good time. I feel so attacked because it's like all I do in my free time is watch stuff.
No,
I mean,
that's your life, and plus, like that also like ties in with your craft.
Yeah,
so
true.
it's like that's your craft, and also other comedians that do watch TV and other comedians. That's how they go about it. It's just it's all personalized.
Yeah. I'm also just broke, so.
Yeah.
That's why we have these Russian websites to stream.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, like what she said is like we all interpret like stuff in different ways.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I
you don't have
agree
to
with that.
So you don't have to like subject yourself to like that particular way of life just to like get the same results.
No.
Right.
I mean, although I remember growing up and like before the days of like social media and stuff like that, like just get on a bike and like just disappear with a group of friends for like hours on end until the sun
That
goes
was
down.
the best.
You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Because Mr. Dinkelwood's in the woods waiting for you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the funny thing. Even back then, there was a Mr. whatever the fuck you said, Dinkelwood. Goddamn. We just did anyway, and somehow we survived through it.
Right. Go to all these like random locations, like seedy creeks and all that.
Doesn't mean he's not still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all the cool kids like meet at the lake or some shit like that. Most of the time, people came home safe and sound. It might be that one kid that like disappears and never seen or heard from again.
Right.
But it's mainly just like for like Hollywood stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss you, Bobby.
Bobby.
No, there is no Bobby anymore.
As far as we know.
Yeah, I was just.
Rip Bobby.
Is there like some underlying like thing you want to talk about? Like
I think that's a topic for another day.
What the fuck happened to Bobby?
I don't know.
Please.
I know what you did last summer. All right, so another question I wanted to bring up. You're gonna love this one.
Oh, am?
Yeah, I think both of you might.
Ooh.
What's your brutally honest Tinder bio?
Oh God.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
You first. Me first.
You go first. I like
boy.
basing
Just,
my things off others.
Do you want a depressed-filled, anxiety-filled, insecure guy around you all the time? Then contact me.
I mean, that's everybody.
Yeah.
That's everybody.
I mean, that's true. But I mean, if we're trying to be brutally honest, I guess you can tack on like annoying at times. I'm working on the jealousy factor, but there is always like a hint of jealousy, I feel.
I think everybody has,
Like,
has just a smidge of it.
Yeah, right? Just a smidge. So that's not really that bad.
It's just a human, like,
human error.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just, emotional cucumbers.
yeah.
Everything he said and more.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, like
that's the
you
bio
could
right there. Everything he said.
It's like a list.
Yeah.
with no context.
Yeah,
too.
no
Just
context
like
whatsoever.
they're just like, I don't know. Should I? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, right.
But it adds some mystery.
Exactly. Gives them some intrigue.
What the fuck is this person talking about?
Speaking of mystery,
I'm gonna date him.
are you a Scorpio since we're talking about mystery?
Ooh. no, I'm not a Scorpio. Close. I'm a Cancer. And, you know what? Yeah, it fits me pretty well, so.
I mean, you just.
Fuck what Gidget says.
I'll add like a writer's note here later. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I'll know who Gidget is later.
I was going to ask another question, but one of them kind of relates to a story I actually shared today. Okay, I think.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah. I don't have a name for this segment yet, but it's pretty much like story time.
Story time.
Yeah.
Oh, I love story times. I got stories to tell. Boy.
Stories on stories.
So I guess I'll just like start over at the beginning. So some of you might know I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, born and raised, and this is the story of how I almost got kidnapped.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. So let me just take off my shirt. It's kind of hot in here.
Oh boy, this is PG-13.
Spicy.
Zach, please.
No, it's still PG.
Take it off.
Go get me sued, but
He took it off, guys. He took it off.
yeah, I'm just covered in oil right now. It's like it's
Very
like
provocative.
Yes. I have to take my clothes off, otherwise I can't talk.
It is pretty hot in here.
Yeah. So this story takes place about 10 or 11 years ago. I was in middle school. And what?
I'm just thinking about it.
I'm sorry, you haven't heard this yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Oh, so you're going to love this.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Enjoy.
So way back when I was in middle school, both my parents worked pretty late.
Mm-hmm.
My stepfather, he worked with he's now a detective, but back then he worked for like the sheriff's office.
Mm-hmm.
So he would like go out like at night and like deal with like gangs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't like a police officer, but he was like in charge of like the jails and like dealing with the gang stuff. Okay, more or less. So he would work like afternoon up until like 2 a.m. sometimes. And you have my mom, and she worked with the city government. Since they both worked late, my grandfather would pick me up from school. And what sometimes he would do is like, hey, I know your school food sucks. And it did. So what he would do.
Does. He usually does.
Yeah. So what he did is sometimes before he takes me to my mom's job and then we would drive home together. He was like, hey, here's $20. You can go to McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, all that good shit. And back home in Memphis, and they both my parents worked downtown. And my school was in Midtown, which is like a 5 to 10 minute drive into the downtown area, which most of the tourists go. There's this one street called Union, which is connected to the busiest street in our city called Poplar. And this Poplar went from like the boonies to like the gentrified area of our city. So it's like pretty much everybody takes Poplar if they're trying to get from point A to point B on a day-to-day basis. If you want to get off and so you can get to downtown, you get on Union. Mm-hmm. And since he had just picked me up from school, it's like school zones, and just traffic going every which kind of way. And so we stopped at McDonald's. He wanted a coffee. I was like, okay, I want Burger King today. Why not? Mm-hmm. I wanted me some onion rings and a shake because I'm weird like that.
Yeah.
But the problem is Union during this time of day, like during the afternoon, mm-hmm. It's just constant traffic for hours and hours and hours. He parked at McDonald's. I got my money in my pocket, and I had to cross this busy ass street. And it's like oncoming traffic, incoming traffic, and it's like a median. This big ass median in the middle. So I'll wait for oncoming traffic to like die down. Then I get in the median, and then I will wait for incoming traffic. And while sitting there was this other guy that was like in the median with me. He's like, I want to say like 5 feet next to me. He was homeless. I'm not really sure. We had that weird aesthetic back home. You just look tired and depressed as hell, but you could just be like a normal guy. We just don't know.
That's how I look.
You're fine. So, I'm like this chipper little 13-year-old, just $20. I can care less about anything else. I just want my onion rings and my shake. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there and waiting for traffic. And then out of nowhere, this white van pulls, like this beat up, like rusty white van pulls up right in front of me.
That's how you know it's going to be a
I would
party.
Say, like the stereotypical.
Like, which is weird.
Shady van.
It wasn't like pro white. It was kind of like beat up too.
Even more so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's even worse, dude.
Yeah. No back windows, no windows whatsoever.
Because it was like, there's so many like contractors in the city. Like you see one, it's like, oh, whatever. Cause
That's literally the pedo van. That's what people label as that.
so it pulls up like in the median, and I'm just thinking, oh, it's just trying to turn into like the left lane so it can go to Burger King, whatever. I don't know. I didn't really care. I mean, so we're kind of used to like people just driving all over the place. So it pulls into the median and it stops like completely. And these two guys jump out the van, and it was like I couldn't really see their faces because I was just like, what the fuck is going on? One runs up to me. He's about to grab my shirt.
Yikes.
And then like this bigger guy, he runs up to like to the guy next to me, and he grabs he like picks him up, dragging him by his hair. He picks him up and takes him to the other car, to the van, and he's like, nah, leave him. And yeah. And he pulls and they pull him into the car. Like he grabs him by his head, the other guy grabs him by his feet. They throw him in there, get into the van, and drive off. This all happens within like 10 seconds.
Holy wow.
Yeah. So they basically said to leave him, but he could have not said to leave Zach, and Zach could have been in that van as well.
That's completely crazy.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah, like you said, like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's just like boom, bam,
It
done.
could have been less than 10 seconds. It was just like, it happened.
Like time slows down.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, how long have I been standing here?
Yeah, and then then they just like got back into traffic. And ironically, when they got back into traffic, it was a green light. They just speed off.
Wow. They like couldn't have timed that better.
Yeah. It was the craziest shit. And then I'm just like...
Wonderful timing technology.
Yeah. So I'm just sitting there in the median, just like petrified. And then like this car coming this way, coming towards me. He's trying to turn, but I'm in the way.
Yeah.
So I just like sprint across the street to Burger King. I just sit, and I'm just in Burger King. I said nothing the whole time.
Of course, yeah, you're like in complete shock at that age.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even comprehend what just happened. Like,
What the fuck do you say?
yeah.
You were 13, dude.
And like I knew the cashier who worked there because I would like come in there like once or twice a week. And I think he was like a upperclassman at my school or whatever. He's like, hey, and then he saw me. He's just like, what's wrong?
Like he just sensed it and
like according to him, he said like I had like pure terror on my face.
I could see that. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if you didn't.
And I just sat there. Like I didn't even order anything that day. My appetite was just gone.
Gone. Yeah.
That was the day that your childhood innocence left your
Seriously,
body.
like that is
no.
Oh,
never
man.
mind.
Yikes.
Never mind.
All right, give us 1 second.
Criminal.
And we're back.
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
What?
whoop, whoop.
Sorry about that. What were we?
No,
were we
we're not.
talking? We're not.
Nope.
We're not sorry.
We're not sorry.
We're actually just a bunch of clones of the people who were talking.
Fuck.
They got kidnapped.
Oh God.
Those guys just showed up. Just like you're speaking too much.
We
They know too much. Yeah. Gotta take them out.
No, they just fake your death at that point.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, hey, I guess I wouldn't mind that.
I think that's like the status quo for like every young person nowadays.
Yeah. I just like everyone. I'm always like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm dead.
Be original.
Yeah.
So, Josh, you had a story that you wanted to talk about earlier.
Yeah. So I recently just found an article stating that a certain orange person who leads our country's administration has cut funding for victims of human trafficking, which is insane to me because I feel like, they probably could use some support after surviving something like that.
In his words, not mine. Nah.
Nah. What the fuck?
I know,
Yeah,
right?
it's fucking terrible. So what do they have like a logical reason? Of course they don't have a logical reason, but they have like any reasoning behind that?
No, from what I've read, they don't. They just talk about like they cut it and then they just talk about like what they were trying to previously do with the funds, about like trying to like help them get over it, get them some therapy, put the guy behind bars. But now it's just like, let's see, federal funds used to help human trafficking victims clear their criminal records, often occurred while forced into prostitution or sex slavery, no longer be spent for that purpose. So they're just not helping them at all, trying to get them back on their feet or anything. It's just kind of like, oh, it's your problem. You deal with it. Which is
No,
like,
how thoughtful.
just doesn't make any sense to me.
Ironically, Memphis used to be the #1 capital for human trafficking.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I didn't hear till a few years ago. I was like, huh.
I mean, hey, maybe, the guy who got kidnapped, maybe that's what he ended up doing. Just human trafficking.
Oh, no, he died.
Oh, he's dead.
He saw it on the news a couple days later, and he was just like,
Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you that part.
shit.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah, like 3 days
Sorry, I
later.
spoiled it.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert. Womp womp.
Yeah, 3 days later, I was at my grandparents' house, and we were watching, like, the 5 o'clock news. And, like, a picture of, like, the guy who went missing
Yeah.
came up. He was like...
And, like, you just, like, saw it, and you're just like...
what the... I'm like,
It's
at
like-
first I was like, maybe I just dreamt that. And then, it just came back up.
almost like a Hurt Locker
Surprise!
moment where it's
Yeah.
like everything goes silent except for like the little tone, and then like he's just zooming in on the picture.
It kind of, it was just like silence.
Yeah, I have actually a family member down in Mexico was unfortunately kidnapped for ransom money, so that was a lot of fun to go through. I mean, obviously not me personally, but like,
Yeah.
I can only imagine what he had to go through.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, yay cartel.
What a world we live in.
Hey, this is a PSA. If you see some shady shit, just walk the other way. Just walk the other way. Or just don't be around shady people. Just don't be shady. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Kind of hard to do in Chicago, though.
Yeah,
to be
I know,
honest,
right?
there's a lot of shady people here in Chicago.
You walk down the streets, you see shady shit. I'm just so used to it that I almost kind of blocked it out at this point. I just don't notice anymore because I just disassociate while walking down the street.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a bad thing, but whatever.
I mean-
I also don't care what happens. I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, I guess it really just depends on the situation because I myself, I mostly just like pop in my headphones, walk down the street, ignore everything that's
Same,
going
dude.
on around me.
It's not like you're ignoring the problem. You're not acknowledging the problem. It's just like, it's not much you can do.
Exactly. It's like I don't want to make it worse or like
Yeah.
like me get in trouble too.
Yeah,
where,
if there's something I could do, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna be on top of that shit. Like anything that I feel like I can do, oh, I'm jumping in.
yeah, right.
But like,
definitely.
there are just some things where you just know that
He's like, you touched down. I'm going to get burned for it.
yeah.
yeah.
And sometimes you're just dragged into situations. Like I was on the Green Line one time, and I was working for Greenpeace at the time, and I had like a company shirt on.
Oh, you're one of those fuckers.
For a little bit, yeah. I mean, when they're going to pay you like $18 an hour and give you health benefits, yeah, you kind of sell out your morals for a little bit when you're broke.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that though.
Yeah, but so this guy, he was definitely on something because like he was talking to the back of the train, and then he looks at me and he starts going like, "You faggot fucker, mother bitch ass," and he just starts yelling at me. I'm like, dude, like, you're gonna stab me or like something? It's like he's up in my face, and I'm just like, sometimes you just can't avoid trouble, like,
Right.
and it was all just because I was wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't doing anything to the guy.
In a past life, he saw that shirt. And he hated that shirt.
Exactly, or maybe he just really hates the environment. I don't know.
I don't know. Oh man. You meet a lot of people that are on something on lines in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Just dude, that's just usually where they are. Either that or outside of a 7-Eleven, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's usually where they migrate to.
Yeah, just since you brought that up, just today, well, not today, Monday. Yeah, this Monday, I was leaving my voiceover class.
Oh,
right?
nice. Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm finna go home. Just relax for a little bit. I had a very long and stressful weekend. So I'm walking home, and you know where the pink line is, like right by the library.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm walking over there, and just for context, when I would like listen or like watch comedians talk about and say jokes, like when I was walking down the street, like I didn't like. None of that crazy shit always happens.
Making my way downtown.
Yeah, and then I moved to Chicago. I'm like, this shit happens almost every fucking day.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I'm passing the library. I'm almost home, and I see this guy crossing the street. First, I was like, I think he's on the phone, right? Because he's like doing this, right? So I'm thinking he's on the phone, and he has like clothes on, like he has like J's and like some sweatpants and like a hoodie.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's just having like a very intense argument on the phone with somebody. But no, then he just throws his hand down. He just balls to the wall, just like aggressive. And then he starts yelling at somebody across the street, and they're just looking at him like, "Dude, what the fuck?" But they try to ignore him. And then he had like a white piece of paper in his hand. Like he had balled it up, like he's gonna hit somebody with it.
Oh.
And then he's walking towards me, still yelling. And then he looks at me for like half a second. He like winds his arm up. I'm like, oh, is this motherfucker about to like swing at me right now?
Like, is this really gonna happen?
But no, he just like he stops like halfway, throws like whatever he had in his hand like to the ground, just keeps going. Like I wasn't even there.
Oh man. Ooh, that actually reminds me. This guy wasn't aggressive, but it's just like, it just goes to show you like, just the weird people that you run into in Chicago or
Definitely.
like in any city, honestly. Like, in the suburbs, you don't really like get that many. I mean, you do, but like, you don't see them that often.
Definitely not as frequent.
But like in Chicago, you're like, basically like you walk outside, you're forced to see them. They're everywhere. Okay.
It's like every block.
Yeah, right. And this guy, he wasn't aggressive or anything. He's just minding his own business. I just found it like just funny. Like I was just mostly laughing to myself because I was just like, that is just kind of odd and also just kind of funny. I was walking with my friend. We were going to walk to the movie theater that's nearby. Mm-hmm. And we passed this dude and there was no earpiece. He didn't have an earpiece in. He had a bag filled with, I guess, what I could make out as like maybe some snacks or whatever.
She's just giggling the whole time.
And he has this like bottle of like orange juice. It's just like the small little bottle of orange juice that you can get in a 7-Eleven or something.
Right.
And he's looking at like he's holding it up and he's looking at the thing of orange juice and he passes by, and as we're crossing paths, I see him looking at the orange juice bottle and talking to it, just being like, I prefer cookies myself. And like that's all that I like could gather, but he was just talking to the orange juice, like talking about how he prefers cookies. Prefers cookies over what? I don't know. Why did he want to tell the orange juice that? I don't know. But he was talking to the orange juice, and I guess it was a bonding moment. It was something that they shared together, because the way that he said it, it sounded like the orange juice preferred cookies as well. So,
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It was just weird because he did not have any sort of Bluetooth thing.
As far as you can see.
Yeah.
Well, he looked like he didn't have that like much money. He looked like he was like,
financially
not financially, yeah. It's like he looked like he just, if anything, just needed money for cookies, not a Bluetooth thing.
I mean, everyone needs.
I don't even have one of those.
A Bluetooth or a friend.
Both. I got no friends, and I got no friends to talk to on a Bluetooth thing. So there you go.
I mean, if you're gonna get a Bluetooth, then you might as well just not have any friends. Because you not to say that everybody with a Bluetooth is an asshole, but assholes usually have a Bluetooth.
Sure.
Because I can't tell you how many times I've been like
pretentious fuckers.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
If you have a Bluetooth and you're listening to this, I'm so sorry.
If you're listening to this on Bluetooth, you need to think about your life choices.
Yeah,
it's usually always like a business call too. It's never like a friendship call. It's always like, nope, drop that, do this.
You always have like the Steve Jobs like sweater vest.
Yeah.
Or like the sweater, and it's like the turtleneck. There we go. Yeah.
Turtleneck. Oh God.
Done and done.
That's it.
So did you have a story you wanted to share with us today?
Well, in regards to what? Because I got
anything and everything.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah. Well, I have a loaded gun, so you can shoot your shot.
Oh, geez. Any story?
Anything that you think that you would like to share with everybody.
that's so general, and like I got so many stories that it's like.
It's always the hardest part. I'm asking the hard questions.
Traumatic childhood stories, because I got one of those too.
All right, go for it. Let's do.
Dude, you start off with your traumatic childhood story.
When I was younger, my main language was actually Spanish, and it wasn't. And I was terrible at English, and I wouldn't really talk. And it wasn't until I got to first grade that I started talking more, but I had a stutter because like English was my first language. Mm-hmm. And of course, growing up in like white suburbia, all these kids just made fun of me. And
as they do.
And yeah, exactly, as they do. And as they continued to make fun of me, the stutter got worse. And then eventually I had to go to like speech therapy and stuff like that. And then I finally like got a hold of the English language, but then I lost like all my Spanish speaking abilities, all because these white kids just decided to bully me into not speaking Spanish anymore.
Yeah. Did you have like anybody you speak Spanish with outside of class?
Oh yeah, I mean like my family members and stuff like that, but like I like refused to speak Spanish because like I didn't want I didn't want the white kids making fun of me and bullying me and going home crying every day after school.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yay.
Damn.
Do you speak Spanish like more often now?
No, not really. I know enough to like get through the bar, and like that's about it.
I feel that.
Man, I just speak one language.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
sarcasm.
I literally stole my joke.
You got.
No, I just thought of a story that it's honestly another. I just want people to know the type of person I am. Okay.
Yeah, go
sure.
for it.
And it's just another stupid story, and it's just another one that sums up my antics and just how pointless they are for me to do, and yet I keep doing them. Because why? Because for what reason? To entertain myself. That's why. Okay. Just to entertain
Gotta love
myself.
yourself at the end.
So one time, right, I took a shoebox.
A shoebox.
And any of you guys could do this at home, you know, DIY, in the mood to get creative. It's not really creative, you'll see. So if you take a shoebox, right, I took a shoebox, and I wrote on a piece of paper, moist towelette. And I put it in the shoebox. And then I took a moist towelette and put it on top of the piece of paper, nicely folded, on top of the thing that said moist towelette. And then I closed the shoebox. And then I wrapped it up nicely in some like Christmas wrapping paper. And then I put a nice bow on it. And then I put it on some old people's doorstep in my neighborhood.
Just terrifying the neighborhood with these pranks.
You never know. They might have needed that.
Yeah, they might have.
Yeah, exactly.
It might have been dried up by the time they got into it.
True.
If you want to know, listen, there's so many things that I've done that could have involved the authorities in my youth. I was just kind of like
Angsty.
An angsty
just kind of
idiot as I was growing up. I was just really impulsive and just was.
Just doing
quote unquote.
Oh boy. This is the person I am, guys. But if you want to know the most ridiculous thing that I almost got in trouble with the cops, if I got caught, I didn't get caught. I escaped.
Ooh.
Prison break.
And you'll hear it's another stupid ass story. I just love telling stories about my reckless youth. I was like 15, right? And I was sleeping over at my friend Jake's house with my other friend Megan. And it was in the middle of winter. It was really cold. It was snowy, icy. It was cold. And for some dumb reason, they wanted to go on a walk. They wanted to. I didn't. I was like, I'm not going on a walk in like 0-degree temperature, you fucking idiots. It's nighttime. It was like 3 a.m.
Oh, perfect time.
Yeah, perfect time.
Perfect time. 3 a.m. on a cold winter's night to just go for a leisurely stroll
don't
through
even
the
bring
neighborhood.
a jacket.
Have you watched M. Night Shyamalan?
But I was like, whatever, guys. I was just like, if we're gonna go take a walk at this dipshit time of night, sure. I'll just wrap myself in a blanket. But I didn't want to like have to hold the blanket, so I took this giant comforter and I just wrapped it around myself. And then my friend took like some ties and like took some ties and just like tied me up. Like my arms were inside of the comforter, and they tied it up so like the comforter wouldn't fall from my body and I didn't have to hold it, but like my arms were tied in with it. Like,
so
It's
you
like a human burrito.
It's like a burrito, or is it like a cape?
it was more, no, it was a human lump. It like it encased my entire body. It like kind of went over my head, like kind of like a hood, and then like it just, my entire body was just like a lump with legs sticking out
So
of
like
it.
a I feel
Like I feel like that's how McDonald came up with Grimace. Maybe.
Pretty much. Just imagine a lump with legs sticking out of it. And also it was like it like I said, it kind of went over my head like a hood, so it was questionable and if people could actually see my face.
As long as it's not a white hood, I think you're fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
No.
Oh boy, 3 a.m. shenanigans.
3 a.m.
Boy.
Oh man.
Something you're not telling me?
No wonder people would call the cops on that. Obviously. But
They are the
no.
cops.
It was like a blue comforter, so I don't know why they called the. Well, actually, I do know why. I was just, so I was like, cool, I'm in this comforter and it's nice and warm. And yet again, another grand idea is I really liked ding-dong ditching people's houses as a kid. I was that kid. Yeah. I was that annoying kid that lives in your neighborhood that just
I think everyone's
doesn't
done that,
stop.
No, we didn't have that.
Though. No, you didn't have
We
that.
we just
Oh.
had somebody just break your windows and ride off.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
So you're not that bad.
so break and bail.
Mine's more fun. Mine's more fun.
Continue, please.
So I'm in lump form.
As you do.
With 2 legs sticking out. And I'm like, hey, like, it's 3 a.m. I think this is the perfect time to start ding-dong ditching. And my friends were fucking pussies, you know? Like, they didn't, like, want to run away. And they were just like, hey, like, you are not in shape to be running away from people. You are a lump. And I was just like, yeah. So what they did was they went up and they rang the doorbell for me as I stood like 20 feet, like across their yard. Like I was just standing across their yard. So when they opened the door or looked out their window, it was 3 a.m. so they mostly just looked out their window. They would just see me, a figure of a lump with legs sticking out of it, standing outside across their yard. And then after standing there for a bit, I'd just start running around frantically, like oh man, like I don't know where to go, like running back and forth, like where am I? Like I gotta get out of here. Just running frantically as if I was just some species that just didn't know where they were at. And I did that to like about like 10 houses in that neighborhood.
Ooh.
See all the collective like bubble gum that people like throw on the ground, just like fuse together to create like a new being.
Yeah, and
you're Majin Buu. You're Majin Buu.
Ooh, oh my god, yeah.
And so we just kept doing that, and like eventually, like during the night, we just kept walking. And we were like done with that for the night because we were just like, okay, I think that did it. I think we made our point. And then there's like this little pond thing where like you can see across to another road. It's like far on down. Mm-hmm. You know, like kind of like how in neighborhoods, you know, you can see across like a pond to the other part of the neighborhood. It's like across like the neighborhood, but you could still see it. One of my friends was just like, oh shit. And I was just like, what? And she was just like, that's a cop car.
Oh.
And I was just like, oh no, I really did it this time, didn't I?
You scare some old lady.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, there were probably multiple people that called the police. It probably wasn't just one. I'm just
I was gonna say, yeah, 10 houses, probably more
which
than
one
one.
of you fuckers did it? It was probably all of them.
She has 2 stars at the moment.
Yeah, right. Grand Theft Auto style.
Right.
You gotta look out for a lumps-looking figure.
Motherfucker. What a description. They're probably just like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, we were just like, oh no. And so luckily, my friend Andrew's house, who really he wasn't my friend, and really he was fed up with my existence because of, bullshit like this. Generally, he was just a guy that was constantly done with my shit. And this was even more proof that he should have been. He's just like, well, that just added on to it. As soon as I saw the cop car, I was just like, ooh, Andrew's house is right there. He has a tree at the side of his house. And so I was just like, guys, book it. And so we ran and we just ducked behind this tree at the side of his house. And we watched the cop car pass by our hiding spot like twice. And we're just like, shit, wait till Andrew hears about this one. Which I did tell him, and he told me to never come near his house again. I was just like, dude, I hid from the cops behind your house last night. And he's just like, please stay away from me. I've had enough of your antics. He didn't hate me. He was just like, please don't involve me, like, in your life. But basically, we had to eventually just walk home, and the entire time we were walking home, we were just like on the lookout for cops because we were just like, this is what our lives have come to. Like, it wasn't even that big of it wasn't even a crime. It was just disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
And
even still.
Yeah, but like I get why people call the police, but at the same time, I was just like, we're fugitives on the lookout for the cops that are after us.
We gotta leave town tonight. Craig.
We gotta be on the lookout for the cops that are after us.
Gotta jump on the nearest train, get out of town.
Yeah.
It made the 15-year-old me feel, pretty cool.
Of course, yeah.
You have all that power.
Up until you see like the cherry lights on the cop car come. That's like, oh fuck.
It's just like, please don't hurt me. Please don't arrest
just
me.
a kid.
My mom's gonna yell at me.
Please don't call my parents. For the love of God, don't call them.
Like, what would that description be? It's like, hey, we're on the lookout for this shadowy, like...
the shadowy wad of gum.
Shadowy lump.
Yeah. We think it might be Majin Buu causing trouble.
Call Vegeta.
Yeah.
No, he's not on planet right now.
No.
He's off world.
Is Goku done training or whatever
No.
for like 7 episodes?
But yeah, that's Kate's childhood. Sorry.
I'm
so sorry to subject you to that.
It sounds like a fun childhood. I remember doing, some vandalism as a kid. That's always fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was so fun.
Knocking over public trash cans and stuff like that.
People do that. People
Yeah.
do that now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
That's harmless. It's like,
I mean, that's just like the authentic of Chicago now. It's just like, oh, looks like stuff got vandalized here. Okay.
yeah. Look, I can't go outside. I can't go outside for 1 week without seeing a tipped over trash can or something.
Right.
That's just how people are.
I mean,
I'm
at
not
least
saying you
with,
should
like,
do it.
At least with like graffiti, there's some cool graffiti out there.
Yeah.
But like the people who just like do like a gang tag or like their gang name tag, it's just like, come on, guys, be a little bit more creative than that.
My
You can
name
do
is Lil
something
Muffin.
Yeah, exactly.
Something I've done is I got this stuffed duck named Ducky, and basically he's just a lump as well.
Yay,
I
lumps.
just love lumps. He's literally just a stuffed animal duck that's a circle with legs and a
Nice.
beak sticking out of it, and
That's
I
adorable.
love him dearly. I have in the past spray painted his image around very shittily, mind you. I'm not an artist.
I mean, you got to give him that.
But I
street
have
cred.
spray painted his image around places. So I guess I kind of contribute to the whole, like,
But see,
it's really bad graffiti.
I'd rather accept that kind of graffiti than
It's just a
like
duck.
a gang tag.
It's
Like,
just a fucking duck, guys.
I would
like,
love that.
See, you might say that, But some gang lords like look out for fucking Ducky.
Oh shit, Ducky's back, guys.
And that's funny because I actually write his name next to it, like Ducky, and then in the D, the capitalized D, there's an X through the D, so it looks like it could be
hardcore. Yeah,
it's the Duckies.
Oh god, Ducky.
They're back.
You have all the gangs just like joined together to fight Ducky.
That's how we solve gang violence, Ducky.
And they don't know that it's just a 22-year-old idiot going around just with spray paint that her friend got her for her birthday just for fun.
I think that experience with the cops really inspired you.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's just like, this is my life now.
I feel like it's this, and then the next step is just like drug lord, and like you're on your boat.
Drug lord.
Yeah.
Comedian slash drug lord.
Comedian slash drug lord, you know.
The one to say
Right.
at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, hey, all you gotta do is probably like one stand-up gig, and then Netflix will probably give you a special, because that's just seems what they're doing nowadays.
No cap.
Right.
Yeah.
I just realized that the stuff that I have done that's been like illegal has been like not really like cruel intentioned at all. It's
Yeah.
just been really, really inconvenient
Yeah.
for anybody that's like, it's either wasting their time or just annoying the shit out of them or just
You just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
which I don't know. I'm not doing anything mean. I'm
You're not-
just,
Yeah,
You're not
you're not
hurting
doing like
anybody.
major harm, just
like,
major
people
inconveniences.
just be like, oh, come the fuck on.
Right.
Which one of you did this to my backyard?
It's like the old bag of poop trick where you light it on fire. And ding-dong ditch. Like,
I
it's
tried
not
doing
like,
that. It didn't work out for me real well.
No, what happened?
Because it just kept going out. Like,
Yeah, see, and then
You
like
can't have a wet one.
yeah.
yeah,
you
well,
can't
it
have
wasn't
a
wet. I
wet
think it
bag.
was just the wind. You know, you gotta. It's an art, guys. It's
Yeah,
an
then like
art.
what are you gonna do? Wait till the fire starts and then do all of it? Like,
Yeah.
like you can't
Yeah,
do
you
that.
gotta like ring the doorbell and make sure that like it stays lit long enough for you to ring the doorbell, run away, have them answer the door. It's
Yeah.
like, what if they take like?
And then you gotta
little
find a
bit?
good hiding spot so you can see them do it and laugh your ass
Yeah.
off. Like,
We're not saying you should go and vandalize somebody's house.
Oh no!
But-
Don't vandalize their house. Just
no, vandalizing's not cool, kids. Wink.
it's just making their shoe.
This isn't a
little
prank
dirty.
channel, I swear.
Yeah.
I swear, it's just I just like talking about my bullshit.
Right.
Which is fine.
Just
You
funny, it's funny.
you know better now.
Oh yeah,
So-
I'm 22. I'm still kind of like a prankster, but like not like that. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've kind of grown out of that stage. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like I've had my fun.
No more like little
And-
kid pranks or
So now,
anything.
now
Yeah.
you're going to
Yeah.
that big boy shit where you go on Twitter and just offend everybody.
Yeah, right. You gotta troll people now.
I'm really used to. I don't know. No, I mostly just do stuff like this. I mostly just run my mouth on stuff like this and my YouTube channel and hope that people actually give a shit.
I mean,
Well,
that's-
you have subscribers, so somebody's listening.
I'm gonna say yeah. As long
I
as you
hope
guys
to have more if you guys want to subscribe.
subscribe now. Click the link at the bottom. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, well I'll make sure to leave a link in the description for you.
Thank you.
Because we all need all the help we can get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I got we do a lot of story times on there, so you get to learn more about my fucked up life.
There you go. So to end this off, I have a question for both of you.
Ooh, another
Love
question.
answering questions.
Whoop, whoop.
So say 10 years from now, assuming we haven't died from like global like nuclear holocaust from
Yeah.
China or something.
Fair enough.
It should not be hotter than Shrek outside.
Yeah. What?
So assuming we're all still around and the world isn't like burning from the inside out, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh boy.
Like realistically or ideally?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
But I mean, like more like ideally, like something that you feel like is tangible for you. If you truly applied yourself.
Literally just any way of spreading my work. Like my long-term goal is literally just to be able to I want to be doing my own work. Like I don't want it to be like written for me, although I really like comedic acting.
Right.
Like I would love to be on like if the opportunity arose, like sitcoms, like comedic movies, like stuff like that. That's awesome. But I also want to like do my own stuff, like how I have my YouTube channel. And I know that a lot of people do that professionally, and that's just really nice for me too. I do want more than just that, obviously, but like I want it to be my voice and like my stuff. Any way that I'm spreading my comedy through, my own voice, maybe stand up. I just, I do want a following. I do want people to, my goal for 10 years and where I see myself in 10 years is actually having a following that are able to tune in and hear what I have to say and laugh at the things that I experience in my life, and just hoping that by that point, it's now my career, because that's just always been my goal. I just want it to be my career.
That's what's
Making people laugh,
awesome.
literally.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think that's something you can really like. A lot of people can like resonate with.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we need more laughter in this world.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a joke as our president, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
But I mean,
that's not a good joke.
But I mean, like, in the sense that, excuse me, in the sense that, like, you're trying to be creative in your own way,
Yeah.
and you want to be. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah, and I feel like you really like actually try to put forth the effort into like doing kind of like a service to people, because it's like we're all depressed. We all got shit going on.
That's true.
And I feel like a lot of comedians nowadays, they're either tapping into like that social pressure that we all have.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Some do it a lot better than others.
Yeah.
But since you're like, but you've grown up like with this anxiety, and that's been like hovering over us like since we were born, basically.
Right.
And so having like a stance that was incubated from that could like bring a new light to stuff. I don't know what I'm really saying, but point is, I think that you're trying to do you,
Right.
and I can commend that.
Yeah. And like I said, it's I would not mind acting comedically and having like the stuff written for me and me just acting, because I love that. I do love acting, and I do love, performing stuff that other people have written, but I also, like, while doing that, want to also have like my own voice, and so I don't know.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, you want to have like creative input when it comes to that.
exactly.
Definitely.
Okay. What about you, Josh?
Yeah. Kind of feel on the same path, I just hope to be a successful editor, maybe even have like my own production house so I can start creating my own things like you. I would love to be able to, because I do dabble with screenwriting. Like I have like a couple of features written out and stuff like that, so I'd love to see those come to life. And maybe I'll even like Quentin Tarantino or Mel Brooks myself and like put myself like in a bit part for fun.
Now, when you say Tarantino, do you want to go down the exact path?
No, not I wouldn't say the exact. Just the fact of like he puts himself in all these like bit parts, and like know who he is. Just like
so you kind of like a self-insert, but it's it's kind of quirky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather be known for being an editor than acting, or like just a behind the scenes person than acting. But I also wouldn't mind being like bit funny parts. Like I'm not gonna be like doing a stand-up special or like running my own, like having my own TV show or anything like that.
Right.
But I would definitely love to at least like be in it real quick, be like the neighbor who pops in and out or something like.
It's just
quick.
like a small role.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather do smaller roles, like even like extra work too.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to be like the lead of.
Yeah, I don't want to be the lead.
You're just like, that's a little too much.
Yeah, that's a bit too much.
Too much attention.
But I definitely would like, again, just like behind the scenes create, like either through writing, editing, even just like, just getting to know people and making them more famous. I feel like I would like to do that, get like the people who aren't really looked at for like whatever reason,
kind of like
elevate them up.
Yeah, kind of like this. It's more of like a jumping off point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Even though we're like at like 6 subscribers, I don't really care though.
Yeah, you're already on your way to the top.
No.
Yeah.
No. Really, like this whole like I came up with the idea for the show just to like I mentioned before. It's just like it's a lot of people who like have all this creative ability, but they don't really have like a platform. I mean, there's YouTube, but it's like everybody's trying to do their own thing.
Yeah.
There's no like one spot they can really start at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as a small channel, because I am a rather small channel, it's hard to find the right people to get your work out to. It's like I've been told by people that the videos that I have on my YouTube channel are very good quality and seem like they would have, you know, people have said like, oh, I think you deserve more subscribers, and it's just like, I'm not saying that. Like, I like that other people are saying that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I don't. And I think it's all a matter of getting it out to the right people.
Right.
Which is just good to have a platform for that, you know?
Yeah, and like just the thing with college, just like it brings in like a whole bunch of people, like people from like all over the world. It's like people, a lot of these people have connections.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I feel like if you can like resonate with like the right type of people, I'm not saying like kiss their ass or anything, but like if you like really like connect with people, and then maybe something, I don't know, maybe something can work out. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Definitely.
really, I just made like this whole shtick is just like to help other people.
That's
Definitely awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
And in turn, I'm sure they will help you.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just have one request.
Okay.
What's that?
You ready?
Ready?
Are you sure you're ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Yep.
I'm so ready.
What are you ready for?
Give it to me.
Everything and anything.
But no, one role I would like to, because I'm a voiceover minor.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have
I
class.
was gonna
together.
say, yeah, both of us, man.
But it's one role I would love to like voice or like act in. It's like Galactus.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm a huge, like, my birthday's ironically on National Superhero Day.
That's
Nice.
great. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So, but it's
Mine's on Canada Day.
yeah.
I don't know what that means, but whatever. Anyway, keep going. Yours is cooler.
But yeah, it's just like, it's like a lot of roles I would love to be in, like voiceover, just like acting. Not like, I don't want to be like a big actor or anything, just like have a few roles, like you said.
Yeah, just have a few.
But it's
here
like
and
have
there.
like something cool, I say, because you know I've been told like, oh, you should voice this guy or like, and like I love comics, I love games,
Yeah.
you know, and I've been grew up with that stuff, so it'd be cool to like be a part of that community.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
But I don't know who's listening, but we'll see.
Would you
My
would you want to
mom.
do like an animated Galactus, or would you want to do like a CGI Galactus in like a live
I mean, I would love to be in MCU.
action?
I'm not saying you have to put me in there, but
Yeah.
but I think everybody says that. But I feel like that I've been told that I have the talent for it. I'll at least like to try it out.
Yeah,
see how it
definitely,
goes.
man.
But I would kill to be in the animated version.
Definitely, right?
Yeah.
Also, if Santa Monica Studios, you're listening, I know y'all looking for a voice actor for Odin.
Ooh, there we go.
I know. Don't you didn't say you were, but I know. I know you are.
He's in the know already.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hit your boy up. That's all I'm saying.
Odin
yeah.
for life.
So before we go, do you have any last thoughts or anything you want to say to our audience before we head out?
I'll just subscribe to both their channels and live long and prosper. I don't know.
I just really enjoyed talking to all of you. I enjoyed sharing some stories.
And we enjoy having you here.
I enjoy doing it. It's just fun.
If you ever want to be on the show again, just let me know.
Oh,
Yeah,
hell
those were some fun antics for sure.
And we
This
can.
was fun. I've never done a podcast before. It's so
Yeah,
so
right.
fun.
This was a lot of fun. This is
If you
definitely
have
different.
never done a podcast before, do one. It's fun. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you just need a microphone and like a place to record. Just doing your like when I started my first podcast, it was like 2 years ago. I did it in my closet. Like no joke.
Yeah, like legit. I can see that.
Cause like my neighbors, they will like blast music all day. 5 o'clock when they got home, it's just like
Blasting
it was the
music.
same mixtape every day, and that's usually when I got home from work. So I would just like go in my closet and like record some stuff. Ooh, what is wrong with me today?
Gassy.
No, it's all the bullshit in the air. But
All the bullshit that we just spewed out of our mouth.
yeah, it's choking of it. But yeah, it's just like I don't really like have a aim. I'll just talk about like random stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just like if you have like an idea, I say just go for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, at least try it once, see where it goes.
Right.
Like, gotta try it once.
Like I said, the ideas that I come up with spur of the moment that I just do for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Spur of the moment ideas. Do them.
Yeah.
Or don't.
Like climbing on your school's roof.
What did you do?
Oh,
that?
yeah. Well, not my school's, but a friend's school. We did that. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh, nice.
Found a lot of tennis balls and frisbees up there.
I love that.
Yeah, our school, we couldn't do that. It was all just brick.
It was super easy, actually. But
Yeah.
like we literally got on a guardrail, pulled up onto the like little plateau, and then just kept climbing.
You two are just rebellious.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
I won't go into my more destructive ones.
You got two rebels, huh?
Two rebels without a cause.
Ooh.
Well, on that note, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. And make sure you check out Kate's channel.
Jerry Crew Comedy on YouTube.
She is hilarious. I enjoy watching her
Thanks.
talk about whatever. It's very interesting, to say the least.
That's a good word for it. You can't tell if it's bad interesting or good interesting. It's
it's all good
It
interesting.
keeps you engaged, I would say.
Thank you. Thank you.
And make sure you check her out.
Bad publicity is good publicity, you know?
Right.
You want to plug anything while you're here?
I wish I had something to plug, but like I said, I don't have maybe I'll have to start a YouTube channel or something.
Do it.
Yeah.
And then subscribe to it.
Yeah.
And then subscribe.
All right, everybody. Thank you. And I hope you all have a fantastic evening.
Later.
Have a good one.
Bye.